Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Yay, Chinny, finally. They tried very, very hard for you. They did. They did. They're so nice. Anyway, we're still in February. We're at the first part of February 24th, and we're still at these side motions from the lesser attorneys. So we'll get through this and then we'll get back to our trial. Although I do have to tell you, I can't remember who told me. Someone gave me a spoiler none of us are going to be happy about. And I'm just going to warn you now. I heard, and I don't know how true it is, but usually people in my chat, in my comments, know what they're talking about when they say things like this. But I heard that they went 2 months without testimony just because the lawyers were fighting for 2 months. No jury, just lawyers fighting. So we'll have to breathe through it together, guys. We'll breathe through it together. So here we go.
I do want to repeat again that this is have gleaned additional witnesses, additional evidence, perhaps. I can't tell from what he said, frankly. But it's certainly a situation where, under the circumstances of this case, the people should be allowed to be heard. Your Honor, I do want to repeat again that this is a very volatile subject. This whole trial has been a very volatile, so to speak, in the sense of being so world watched. Everything that goes on in this trial is scrutinized. This is a situation where we should not allow the defense to make racial accusations against a white police officer in front of a predominantly black jury without having an opportunity to be heard, because they have not come forth with any evidence that this police officer did anything wrong in this case.
All right. Mr. Bailey, do you want to address briefly the discovery issue?
A statement was given by one witness that's been turned over. Another witness appeared on a television show, and we have nothing more and no personal contact with the witness, only through counsel. There's nothing to turn over there. There are no other statements that I know of. What I suggested to you was a proffer from counsel as officers of the court as to what could be provided in the way of testimony if there is a denial. Very frankly, in some cases, there's not going to be a denial, in my view. There are too many supporting records.
All right.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I should have made mention of the fact that the defense has already indeed disclosed the statement of one witness, so it would not. It could certainly be that could be handled in a 402. They've already abandoned some element of surprise, so the court could certainly rule on that witness's statement prior to cross-examination, after an opportunity to be heard specifically with regard to it.
All right. The court will accept the filing under seal ex parte from the defense regarding its proffer regarding cross-examination of Detective Furman.
Why
and
you
ask
can't do
counsel to
that?
advise the court when we were about to get to those issues in cross-examination, so that I'm alerted to that, and if necessary, we'll have a sidebar discussion with all counsel to discuss what's about to transpire. That'll be the order. Thank you.
Your Honor, just so I'm clear, the court will be reviewing the material in advance so that you'll both have a chance to digest it, and then
I'm asking Mr. Bailey to advise, to alert the court that we're about to get into those issues.
Thank you. So that we'll have an opportunity at
We'll have an
sidebar with
opportunity
this.
to discuss it, yes.
Thank you very much.
As it occurs, it may not occur, depending on how the case transpires. All right, let's move on to the 1335 matter. Mr. Jones, do you want to join us, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Mrs. Lopez is present, available as a witness.
All right.
We do ask the assistance of an interpreter, please.
All right, I have Ms. Doris Whites present, who is a certified Spanish interpreter. I understand that your client is from the country of El Salvador. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, let me have Ms. White speak with her briefly, as there are, as you know, 60 major dialects within the Spanish language, and I'd like her to become acquainted with.
Your Honor.
All right. I'm ready to proceed then. All right,
Before we do, I believe the court has a copy of a KMEX television interview.
that was provided to the court, yes.
And was that transcribed?
No, not to my knowledge.
We never received that.
All right, I understand that we have the reporter here today, however. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, I think the proponent of the 1335 should speak first in support of the motion.
First of all, Your Honor, we have never received the
And Mr.
interview.
Jones, if you want to have a seat, feel free. Thank you.
We've never received any such interview, and we'd like an opportunity to see that. If it's in the nature of what counsel wants to make the nature of impeachment, I don't know what it's for. As I understood it, it was not an interview of Ms. Rosa Lopez. It may be an interview of the reporter who allegedly talked to Ms. Lopez. I've not seen it, so I'd like an opportunity to do that. I think we'd be entitled to do that. Secondly, Ms. Lopez is present, and we would like to proceed. I would like to indicate to the court that, as I mentioned to the court just briefly yesterday afternoon, because of the media harassment and the problems visited upon Ms. Lopez, she no longer lives even in Southern California. She did not arrive back into Southern California until after 1:30 this morning. We arranged to pick her up and to bring her here today. It's my understanding that she will be, after concluding testimony today, if she's so allowed, she'll be returning to the other state and will pick up her belongings and will be leaving for El Salvador tomorrow, as we've so indicated to the court. This has been brought about because the great amount of harassment she suffered since this happened. It's caused a great problem with her family. I think Mr. Bailey indicated to the court before that she's had one son who died in El Salvador. She's had her family's had a history of problems with their heart, and they're all under great stress and pressure, and they're all quite frightened by this whole procedure. Her daughter has basically stopped talking with her and the grandchildren by virtue of her willingness to come back and do this. She came back on her own last night, but as I indicated, wants to leave immediately thereafter. So this is certainly a situation where, in the interest of Mr. Simpson's fair trial, to be able to proceed to preserve this lady's testimony. She will, in all likelihood, be in El Salvador after tomorrow, as we've indicated to the court. She no longer lives in Southern California. There's been great harassment in the court. If you've seen television, have seen the number of reporters and others camped out in front of her house, all of which things are on video. And we're ready to proceed. I would ask only that I be allowed to see the video that counsel was referring to. And I'd ask also that any potential witnesses, other witnesses, should be out of the courtroom because we have that standing order.
All right, but I think we have a preliminary fact to determine at this point, don't we?
Yes. I've given you some idea about it, but yes, we do. That's what I was addressing, Your Honor.
Let me hear from Mr. Darden. People's position.
Your Honor, all along, we've been concerned that the defense was seeking to elicit this witness's testimony outside the presence of the jury so that they could test it and evaluate it and assess its value and then perhaps present it to the jury at a later time, knowing all the while that when the defense prepares to put on its case that Ms. Lopez will actually be available and here in the country. I don't think that the declaration that has been filed so far is sufficient to cause the court to hold a 1335 hearing, and we have Ms. Lopez here, and so perhaps we should direct some of these questions to her. But I will note this and point this out to the court, if I may. The declaration signed by Ms. Lopez dated February 17 and filed in the last attempt to obtain an order pursuant to 1335 is signed by Ms. Lopez, and in that declaration, she indicates that she fears for her personal safety and the safety of her family. And she indicates as well that she has decided to return to El Salvador on Saturday, February 25, 1995. Now, this declaration was obviously prepared for Ms. Lopez in the presence of the defense attorneys, one or more of the defense attorneys seated here in court, I would imagine. And what's odd about this declaration is that just a few hours before the declaration was signed, Ms. Lopez spoke with a reporter from KMEX for approximately 2 hours. And during that 2-hour conversation, she told that reporter that she didn't want to leave the area, that she had no desire to return to El Salvador, that she intended to remain here. And in fact, Ms. Lopez was filling out unemployment forms during that conversation, just a few hours before, Your Honor. And Ms. Lopez also told
You're saying she
that
lied?
reporter
Now.
that she did not trust her attorney, whoever that attorney might be, and I'm not pointing fingers because I don't know. But she also told that reporter that whenever she would ask the lawyer something or a question, she would get an answer like, quote, "You can go back to El Salvador." And so I am concerned, Your Honor, and I think rightfully so, that there was an attempt here to take advantage of the court and the prosecution, and that perhaps the defense is using 1335 as some type of subterfuge to elicit testimony outside the presence of the jury so that they can evaluate it and test it. I think the court should be skeptical of the defense position on this issue, and I think we should take the matter up with Ms. Lopez.
Thank you for the opportunity to respond, Your Honor. As I indicated, I've not been privy to the statement from the reporter from Channel 34, but I know that there were a number of distressing phone calls from Ms. Rosa Lopez, who could not go outside of our daughter's house. And apparently this reporter came inside and talked to her. I have had the opportunity since early this morning to talk to Ms. Lopez about that. She has fear of her personal safety. She will indicate that to you. She has fear of her family. Her family has been made dysfunctional by all this. She has lost her job. He's right. She probably was trying to get unemployment. She's lost her job with the sounders by virtue of all the harassment that's come her way.
Right. Well, Mr. Cochran, forgive me for interrupting you, but I think at this point, we probably ought to hear from Ms. Lopez. The only logistical concern that
Ito, come on. You have to let him finish telling her what to say.
I have is that it appears that Mr. Darden is going to cross-examine her on the basis of any statements made to the KMEX reporter. Unfortunately, my recollection of my discussions with Mr. Darden earlier this week is that this 2-hour interview is tape recorded in Spanish, which makes viewing of it and understanding what is being said a little difficult. Is that correct, Mr. Darden?
It is not an interview. Ms. Lopez does not appear on camera. The reporter interviewed her for 2 hours, then the reporter came on camera and recited what Ms. Lopez said. The reporter's right here in court, counsel.
All right, was she, wait a minute,
That's
Could-
impeachment.
could be impeachment. Mr. Darden, are the statements by the reporter on this tape in English or Spanish?
Spanish.
Okay.
I do have a rough transcript of that English transcript in English, that portion of
How long is the transcript?
the page.
All right, would you make that available to Mr. Cochran? And Mr. Cochran, have you had the opportunity, what is the name of the reporter from KMEX 34?
She's here in court. It's,
¿Cómo se llama usted?
could you say your name, please?
Rosa María Villalpando.
All right,
ILLALPANCO.
all right, thank you, ma'am. Mr. Cochran, what I would suggest we do then is take a brief moment, allow you to review the notes that Mr. Darden has regarding the interview, allow you to interview Ms. Villapando here, so you're at least aware of the parameters of the cross-examination that will take place.
Sure, I appreciate that, Your Honor. Is there an interpreter that will assist me with that? I could use my Spanish, but it may take longer than you have. So do we have an interpreter to help
No,
me
I
with
think
that?
Ms. Villapando speaks excellent English.
Very good. All right, great. All right, that's fine. I'll read this, then we have a brief recess. Do that?
All right, we'll take a brief recess. Let me know when you're available. Also, Ms. White's remain in the courtroom, please.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Comments on KMEX?
Yes, I have, Your Honor. I reviewed the videotape in Spanish. I had excellent assistance of the interpreter. a statement from, I guess, Ms. Rosmaria Villapando, which I've also read and discussed with Ms. Lopez. We're ready to proceed and would ask leave of court to proceed at this point.
All right, call your first witness.
Okay, thank you. My first and only witness today, I hope Your Honor, will be Ms. Rosa Lopez.
All right, Ms. Lopez, let's go forward.
You do solemnly swear that the testimony you may give and the cause now pending before this court should be the truth.
Okay, now we see how they did it. They did interpreters back then. That's the interpreter just talking in her ear.
So help truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? See.
Yes.
Please have a seat in the witness stand and state this for your first and last names for the record. R-O-S-A.
R-O-S-A
M-A-R-I-A.
M-A-R-I-A
L-O-P-E-Z.
L-O-P-E-Z
Lopez.
Lopez.
Thank you.
Best.
All right, record you reflect the presence of Doris Whites, who is our certified Spanish interpreter, whose oath is on file. Mr. Cochran,
May I proceed, Your Honor?
you may.
Thank you. Maybe we should move the microphone up, Your Honor. May I approach?
Yes. Yes. That should do it. Mr. Cochran.
Good morning, Ms. Lopez.
Good morning.
Ms. Lopez, what is your occupation?
Oficios domésticos, housekeeper.
A housekeeper, domestic work.
And are you presently employed?
¿Usted ahorita tiene trabajo?
No,
No.
And how long ago did
¿Y
you
hace cuánto que
leave your last job?
dejó su último empleo?
el 10 de febrero lo dejé.
I left it on February 7th.
10.
Sorry, 10th.
All right. And how long had you worked at that
¿Y
job,
cuánto
ma'am?
llevaba trabajando en ese empleo?
3 años.
3 years.
And what is the name of
¿Y
the
cómo
family
se
that
llama
you
la
worked
familia con la
for?
que trabajaba?
Salinger.
Salinger.
And do you know the
¿Y
address
sabe
where the
usted la
Salingers
dirección a
live?
donde viven los Salingers?
3.
And did you live in or live at that location on occasion during the past 3 years while you worked for the Salingers?
En los últimos 3 años cuando trabajaba para los Salinger.
Viví 5 días a la semana.
I lived for 5 days a week.
In the Salingers home?
¿En la casa de los Salinger?
Sí.
Yes.
All right.
Está bien.
Now,
Ahora.
over the course of the last 3 years, did you
en los
become
últimos 3
acquainted with a
años,
gentleman by the name of
¿conoce
Mr.
a
OJ
alguien que se
Simpson?
llama O.J. Simpson? Espérese,
Isn't the issue here
espérese.
of whether or not we're gonna hold a 1335?
That's correct. We're at the
All right.
preliminary stage at this point.
Certainly. I'll withdraw that last question.
Objection sustained.
Thank you. Now,
For the record, this has not been part of the actual
all these preliminary.
testimony.
This is preliminary to see whether or not we're going to have a 1335.
Thank
This
you.
is the evidentiary hearing
Thank you.
that's authorized under 1336. Proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Lopez,
Señora López.
do you presently reside in the state of California?
¿Vive en el estado de California?
Sí.
Yes.
And for the last couple of days, where have you,
¿Dónde está?
strike that. For the last several days, have you lived outside the state of California?
¿Fuera del estado de California?
Sí.
Yes.
And without telling us what state you reside in, did you return to California early this morning at some time?
A la 1:30 de la mañana.
At 1:30 in the morning.
You flew to Los Angeles International Airport?
Al aeropuerto internacional?
Sí.
Yes.
And why
¿Y por
were
qué
you living in another
estabas
state
viviendo en
over
otro
the course of the
estado
last several days?
en los últimos días?
Porque los reporteros no me dejan y ya no los quiero mirar tanto, ya me tienen hostigada.
Because the reporters won't leave me alone. I'm tired of looking at them. They have been harassing me.
Now, since the time that
Ahora,
you were
desde que
mentioned as a
a
potential
usted lo
witness,
mencionaron como testigo
in this
potencial en
case,
este caso,
has there been a change in your
¿ha
life?
habido un cambio en la vida de usted?
Sí.
Yes.
And would you tell the court
¿Puede usted decirme,
how your
pues,
life has changed
en
since
qué
that
forma ha
time?
cambiado su vida desde ese entonces?
Hi, Walter.
Porque ya no puedo salir ni a ir a la lavandería ni a ninguna parte porque donde quiera me están señalando.
Because I can't go out, not even to go to the laundry or anywhere, because wherever I go, people are pointing at me.
Did this cause some problems with your
¿Esto le causó
employer?
problemas con su patrón?
Sí.
Yes.
Has it caused any problems
¿Le
with your
causó
particular family?
problemas con algún miembro de su familia?
Con todos.
With everybody.
All right, specifically with regard to your daughter, can you indicate to the court what, if any, problems you suffered by virtue of your being a witness in this case?
Me tuve que ir de la casa de donde ella.
I had to leave her house.
Yes, John.
And why did you have to leave
¿Y
her
por qué
house?
se tuvo que ir de la casa de ella?
Porque ella me dijo que si venía a testiguar que no me quería en la casa.
Because she told me that if I came to testify that she didn't want me in her home.
And that made you sad?
¿Y eso la entristeció?
Sí, mucho.
Very much.
And does your daughter have some children
¿Y su
also
hija
who are your
también tiene
grandchildren?
hijas o nietas?
Tengo dos nietas que las adoro.
I have 2 granddaughters who I adore.
Your Honor, may we get some
Su señoría, por
Kleenex?
favor, unos Kleenex. Tome usted, señor.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Just take a moment, Ms. Lopez.
Tome un momento, señor López.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Were you living at your daughter's home
¿Casa de su hija
prior to your
antes
leaving to go to another state?
de que se fuera usted a otro estado?
Sí.
Yes.
And because of your willingness to testify, you had to leave that location?
Porque iba usted a declarar, tuvo que irse de ese lugar.
Sí.
Yes.
Now, what is your native country?
Ahora, ¿de qué país es usted originario?
De El Salvador.
El Salvador.
Do you have a home in El Salvador?
¿Tiene casa en El Salvador?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you have any present plans to return to El Salvador?
Actualmente para regresar a El Salvador.
Yo me quiero ir mañana mismo.
I would like to go tomorrow.
Back to El Salvador?
¿De regreso
Sí.
a El Salvador? Yes.
And why do you want to go to El
¿Por qué se
Salvador?
quiere ir a El Salvador?
Porque tengo negocios allá con mi casa. Tengo que arreglar mi casa que me dejó mi hijo.
Because I have a business there with my house. I have to take care of the house that my son left me.
Y tengo mi hijo enterrado en una tumba ajena y lo quiero sacar para su tumba que le he comprado.
And I have my son buried in somebody else's burial place, and I want to put him into the burial place that I have bought for him.
And do you plan to leave for El Salvador tomorrow?
¿Irse para El Salvador mañana?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, do you plan to come back to Los Angeles?
No por
No.
largo tiempo.
Not for a long time.
And why is that?
¿Por qué es eso?
Porque no, ya no quiero que me reconozca la gente en ninguna parte.
Because I don't want to be recognized by people anywhere.
And with regard to your desire to go to
Y
El
con respecto a
Salvador,
su deseo de ir a El Salvador,
is that your particular wish?
¿ese es el deseo de usted en particular?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you have any family members in El Salvador also?
¿Familia también en El Salvador?
Sí, tengo mi hermana y ella padece mucho de la presión y está mala del corazón y ahorita con todas estas noticias allá.
Yes, I have a sister, and she's sick. She suffers from her blood pressure and tension, and with this news there, she's not well.
All right, is that one of the reasons also you
Esa es
returned
una
to
de
El
las
Salvador?
razones también por las cuales quiere
Sí,
regresar
por
para-
todo. Sí.
Yes, because of all that, yes.
Has your family had a history of heart problems?
¿De problemas cardíacos?
Sí, porque mi madre murió del corazón
She
también.
doesn't
Yes, my
recognize.
mother also died from her heart.
Just put glasses on.
So as I understand it,
Según entiendo,
if you are permitted to testify by Judge Ito today,
pues, Ito le permite testificar el día de hoy.
after court, do you plan to return where you were last night?
Planea regresar a donde estaba
Well,
anoche, Teresa.
Sustain. Grace question.
Let me rephrase the question. If Judge Ito allows you to testify today, will you catch a plane after court this afternoon?
Después de la corte esta tarde. Espere,
Sustain.
no conteste.
What will you do after court?
¿Qué haría usted después de la corte?
Thanks, Sherry.
Me voy de regreso.
I will go back.
All right, and
Está bien.
then tomorrow, what do you
Luego
plan to do?
mañana. And then tomorrow, council.
And then tomorrow, where will you go tomorrow?
Mañana, ¿a dónde va a ir?
Me voy a El Salvador.
I will go to El Salvador.
How will you fly to El Salvador?
¿Va a volar a El Salvador?
Sí.
Yes.
Have you purchased your ticket yet?
¿Usted ya compró el
No
boleto?
lo tengo reservado nomás.
No, I only have a reservation.
And how much is the fare if you know to,
¿Cuánto cuesta la
from Los Angeles to El
de
Salvador?
El Salvador?
Is it one way?
Es,
Only one way.
Only one way.
All right,
Ms. Lopez, if you would,
Señora
since we're
López,
using
por favor,
the Spanish
estamos usando el
interpreter,
intérprete de español.
if you would just listen carefully to the question as posed to you by the interpreter and answer in Spanish, which I understand you're more comfortable in, if you would, please. Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Mr. Carter.
all right. You indicate you're going to purchase a one-way ticket?
Un boleto de ida.
Sí. Yes.
Madam Secretary.
Un momentito, por favor.
The funds to purchase this ticket to go to El Salvador?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
With regard to your clothes and your belongings, are they packed at some location already?
Los tengo para acá desde hace un mes.
They've been packed for a month already.
So you plan to go to El Salvador for quite a while?
It's hilarious. Freaking hilarious.
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
And for the same reasons you told Judge Ito
Freaking hilarious. Freaking hilarious.
earlier?
Sí.
Yes.
Very well, Your Honor, I have nothing further at this particular point. If the court wants me to query further on this point, I will do that.
At this point, no.
Thank you.
Mr. Darden? Certainly.
Sir.
I am Bill.
Ms. Lopez, you just indicated that you've had your bags packed for a month. Is that correct?
Sí.
Yes.
You've been planning to go to El Salvador for a month?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, but you haven't purchased a ticket yet, correct?
No.
No.
Okay, you don't have a ticket.
Cochran didn't give me the money for it yet. I have to testify first.
No, señor.
No, sir.
And you just made the reservation, didn't you?
Sí.
Yes.
You made that today,
¿La hizo hoy?
Sí.
Yes.
prior to coming to court this morning?
Sí.
Yes.
And were you told to make a reservation?
¿Una reservación?
¿Qué?
What's that?
Did someone tell you to make a
¿Alguien le dijo
reservation?
que ustedes la reservación?
No, señor, yo lo he decidido.
No, sir. I decided to do it.
Okay. You decided to do it today, though?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you decided to do it today so that you could tell the judge that you were going to leave tomorrow. Is that correct?
Espérese.
Raise the question, please.
This is cross-examination.
I understand.
Did you purchase the ticket today so that you could tell the judge that you were planning to leave tomorrow?
¿Mañana?
No.
No.
Okay. You purchased a ticket because you've been planning all along to go back to El Salvador. Is that right?
Well, rephrase the question.
Okay. You reserved a plane ticket so that you could go back to El Salvador.
Yes.
Okay. Have you been wanting to return to El Salvador, to the place where your son is buried?
¿Dónde está enterrado su hijo?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. And you've been wanting to do that for several months. Is that correct?
Varios meses que quería hacer eso, ¿correcto?
Sí.
Yes.
I just need to figure out how to use this box, and then my mic will get better, guys. It really will. I think if I'm closer to the microphone,
You've been trying
it's
to avoid
okay.
the press the past month as well. Is that correct?
I've been sitting back here. But if I'm closer, if I move everything closer, is it better when I'm closer?
La prensa en los últimos meses, ¿correcto?
Sí.
Yes.
And that's another that's another reason that you wanted to go to El Salvador, correct?
Yes.
And because of family medical problems.
Problemas médicos familiares.
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you've been wanting to go back to El Salvador for all these reasons for months, correct?
Sí.
Years
Yes.
even. For years. Is that
Durante
right?
años, ¿es así?
No.
No,
Durante años.
not during years.
Well, you signed a declaration on February.
Usted firmó una declaración.
Ms. Lopez, you signed a declaration on February 17,
Firmó una
correct?
declaración el 17 de febrero, ¿correcto?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. Did you read that
¿La leyó
declaration
usted
before you
esa
signed it?
declaración antes de firmarla?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. You read English, don't
¿Usted
you?
lee inglés, no?
No.
No.
Let me show you a declaration. I don't have a clean copy.
No tengo una copia en lista.
Well, unfortunately, my photocopy machine has died. I have the copy that's attached to the duplicate motion that's filed. Do you want to use that if it's not marked up? Mr. Darden?
May we mark people's one for the purposes of this hearing?
I have one that's not marked. Mrs. Robertson, can I have the original from the court file? Hold on just a second, so we're working on the same document here.
He's still crying for getting yelled at yesterday. His voice will get better.
Right, thank you, counsel. Proceed.
Ms. Lopez, showing you a
Señora
two-page
López, le
document
estoy mostrando un documento de 2 páginas
entitled
que
Declaration
se
of
llama
Rosa
Declaración de
Lopez.
Rosa López.
Is that your signature?
¿Esa es su firma?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And in what name did you
¿Y
sign
bajo
this
qué nombre firmó
declaration?
usted esta declaración?
¿Qué dice?
What's that?
What is the name written
¿Cuál
there?
es
Can
el
you read
nombre que
the-
escribe ahí, López?
Rosa María López.
Rosa María López.
You read that document?
Usted leyó ese documento antes de firmarlo, ¿correcto?
Me lo leyó la muchacha.
The girl read it to me, the secretary.
And you also watched a television program from KMEX, is that correct? The newscast?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. And you heard what the reporter said during that newscast, didn't you?
Sí.
Yes.
And you spoke to her on February 17, correct?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. And you've seen that same reporter here in court today, correct?
El día de hoy aquí en la corte, ¿correcto?
Sí.
Okay.
Yes.
And that would be Rosa Maria Villapando?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You spoke to her for 2 hours, didn't you?
No 2 horas.
Not 2 hours.
How long did you speak to her?
Tal vez 25 minutos o 30.
Maybe 25 minutes or 30.
Okay. Well, during that 25 or 30-minute period, you told her that you did not want to go back to El Salvador, didn't you?
Nunca le he dicho que no quiero regresar.
I never told her I didn't want to go back.
Excuse me, Mr. Darden, I'm sorry. Mr. Darden, I think Ms. Villapando is still here in the courtroom. Yeah, Ms. Villapando, would you step out of the courtroom, please? Thank you. Mr. Darden, proceed.
Okay. You told her that you were
Usted le dijo
that you wanted to stay in the United States, didn't you?
Estados Unidos, ¿no es así?
Quería ir y regresarme de
Please
regreso.
answer yes or
That I
no.
wanted to go and come back.
Correct.
Haven't been
Answer
explained.
You can explore it further, Mr. Darden. It's cross-examination.
Okay. Didn't you tell her that you didn't want to go back to El Salvador?
¿No quería regresar a El Salvador?
Porque no sé, mi patria y lo quiero mucho.
Why not? That's my country. I love it very much.
Okay. Well, are you a U.S. citizen?
No soy residente legal.
No, I'm a legal resident.
Okay. And you've been here 27 years, correct?
¿Correcto?
Hágalo. Vine el 69, haga la cuenta.
I came in 69. You figure it out.
Okay. Why don't you tell me, how long have you been here?
Póngale 34 años.
Let's say 34 years.
Okay. When was the last time you were in El Salvador?
En diciembre.
In December?
And when was the time before that?
¿Cuándo?
No, no he ido más.
No, I haven't been anymore.
Just one time in 27 years?
No, no, voy todos los años, señor.
No, sir. I go every year.
Sometimes twice a year.
Okay.
Sometimes twice a
And
year.
you've never stayed?
May the record reflect you say that in English.
I know.
Sorry, sorry.
All right, proceed.
Okay. You said you go there once or twice a year?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you've never stayed, is that correct?
Okay. Me quedé 8 meses una vez.
One time I stayed for 8 months.
Okay. But you always come back,
Pero
don't you?
siempre regresa, ¿no es así?
Siempre regreso. sí.
I always come back. Yes.
And you also told Ms. Villapando that you were willing to testify, didn't you?
Sí.
Yes.
You told her that you would come to court and tell the truth, didn't you?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if the court sends you a plane ticket in El Salvador, you'll come back and testify, won't you?
No.
Overruled. Overruled.
Okay.
Conteste.
You can answer the question.
No pienso regresar muy pronto, señor.
I don't think of coming back very soon, sir.
You told Rosa Maria Villapando that your testimony had to be recorded. Is that correct?
Sí.
Yes.
Did someone tell you that you could have your testimony recorded?
Like
No.
denial,
No.
denial.
Oh.
Well, how did you find out that you could have it recorded?
Yo dije que yo no quería venir a corte porque no quería estar entre tantas cámaras y que yo quería grabar el...
I said that I didn't want to come to
Every
court
trial, they're
because
more
I didn't want
interested.
to be among so many cameras, that I wanted to record it.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. By the way, your plane ticket, under what name is it booked under?
Rosa María López.
Rosa Maria Lopez.
What is the name of the airline?
En TACA.
It's TACA.
Okay, could you repeat that and spell it, please?
TACA. TACA
¿Me lo puedes
International.
deletrear?
TACK.
TACK.
Okay, how-
TACA International.
okay, and that one-way ticket is going to cost you how much money?
Sencillo. ¿Cuánto dinero le va a costar? 377.
377.
Now, you had no plans to go back to El Salvador in February.
How many planes do you fly to Taka? Fozzie? Have any planes going to Taka today?
February 17, correct?
No.
Okay. And so your desire or your decision to go back is something that has occurred in the last couple of days. Is that right?
En los últimos,
Overruled.
No.
no.
Okay. Well, you just said that you had no plans to go back on February 17, right?
No.
Overruled.
You can answer the question.
No quiero regresar.
I don't want to come back soon.
Okay. On February 17, you said that you did not want to go to El Salvador, correct?
She said. That's not what the cross-examination was, Your Honor. That's wrong.
Overruled.
No le dije que no quería ir a El Salvador a ella.
I didn't tell her that I didn't want to go to El Salvador.
But you had no plans to leave when you talked to Rosa Maria. Is that correct?
Ya tengo mis maletas listas y sí se las enseñé a ella.
My bags are ready and I showed them to her.
Answer the question, please.
Responda la pregunta.
Okay. You had no plans to
No
leave
tenía planes para irse.
on February
El
17.
17 de febrero.
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
But you changed your mind
Pero
after you
cambió de
spoke
opinión después de hablar.
to Mr. McKenna. Is that right?
¿Correcto?
No le entiendo.
I didn't understand.
Overruled.
I don't understand that question.
Overruled.
He said, I don't understand. Next question.
Well, after you told Rosa Maria you didn't want to go to El Salvador, you spoke to a Mr. McKenna. Is that right?
Sí.
Yes.
And Mr. McKenna is one of Mr. Shapiro's investigators.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, and is he in the courtroom now?
No sé. si
May he
está.
be excused,
I
Your
don't know if
Honor?
he's here.
So have Mr. McKenna step out of the courtroom.
Mr. McKenna and someone else came to the house you were staying in, correct?
Sí.
And what's-
Yes.
And what is that person's name?
Irma.
Irma?
Okay. And who is Irma?
I'm just curious. What's the largest number of people we have banned today banned in one day on court vibes?
What is Irma's last name?
Ah, yo no sé cómo se apellida.
I don't know her last name.
Okay. Does she work for you?
No.
No.
Is she a relative or friend?
No, trabaja para ellos.
No, she works for them.
And who is them?
¿Quiénes son ellos?
Los abogados.
The lawyers.
The lawyers on that side of the
¿Los abogados de
table?
aquel lado de la mesa?
Sí.
Have we ever
Yes.
got to two in one
Well,
day?
after you spoke to Rosa Maria
Después de hablar con
Villapando,
Rosa María Villapando.
Villapando, isn't it? Is it? Rosa? All right. Proceed.
after you spoke to Rosa Maria Villapando, Mr. McKenna and Irma came to pick you up. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, how is it that Mr. McKenna and Irma found you, if you know?
Yo le llamé.
I called them.
And you asked them to come and get
¿Y
you?
les pidió que vinieran por usted?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, and they took you to their
¿Y la
office
llevaron a su oficina de ellos?
Sí.
Yes.
and they interviewed
¿Y
you?
la entrevistaron?
Sí.
Yes.
And that is when you signed this declaration.
Chinny, I'm not gonna lie. That would be freaking hilarious. I would never, ever in a million years ban you. But if I did, I would do it today because that would be freaking hilarious. Oh my God. I might tinkle a little bit if I did it. That's how funny it would be.
In front of you, is that correct?
Yes.
And that was the first time you ever told anyone that you wanted to go back to El Salvador within a week. Is that correct?
Dentro de un periodo de una semana, ¿correcto?
Overruled.
Conteste.
No.
No.
You hadn't told this to Mr. McKenna before, had you?
Overruled.
Ya les había dicho a mi abogado que yo me quería ir a El Salvador muchas veces.
I had already told my lawyer that I wanted to go back to El Salvador many times.
Who is your lawyer?
¿Quién es su abogado?
Carol John,
Carl Jones.
And how did Mr. Jones become your lawyer?
¿Cómo es que el señor Jones se convirtió en su abogado?
yo le dije
I told
a Mr. Janet que yo necesitaba que me
Mr.
recomendara
Johnny.
un abogado
that I needed him to recommend a lawyer for me,
for myself.
for myself.
Okay. And he got Mr. Jones for
¿Quién
you?
le consiguió al señor Jones?
Él me lo recomendó.
He recommended him to me.
Okay. Have you been paying Mr.
¿Le
Jones?
está usted pagando al señor Jones?
Yo he arreglado con él.
I have made a settlement with him that I will pay him.
Now,
OJ's paying him.
you're not working now, is that
¿Usted
correct?
ahorita no está trabajando,
No.
correcto? No.
Okay. And you're leaving the country?
¿Y se va a ir del país?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. And you're going to pay Mr. Jones
¿Y le va
before
a
you
pagar
leave?
al señor Jones antes de irse? Espérese.
Overruled.
Conteste.
Overruled.
That's also a true claim.
Overruled.
Well, I'm objecting, Mr. Jones, but I'll sit down.
Overruled.
Conteste.
You're going to pay Mr. Jones
¿Le va a
before you
pagar al
leave the
señor
country?
Jones antes de irse del país?
Hasta que termine el caso.
When the case is over.
Is that the arrangement you have, that you'll pay when the case is over?
¿Le va a pagar cuando se termine el caso?
Sí, sí.
Yes, sir.
Any questions along these lines? This attorney-client, you have a right to ask that.
Overruled.
Is that the arrangement you have?
¿Ese es el arreglo que tienen?
Sí.
Yes.
Counsel, you don't have the court's permission to be on the phone right now.
I'm sorry, I didn't ask her.
If I can hear it, it's too loud. Mr. Dyer.
If I can have one moment, Your Honor.
Sir.
That you have suffered, it has only been harassment by the press, is that correct?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, the DA's office and the LAPD have not harassed you, is that correct?
No.
No.
Now, you indicated that your daughter told you to leave her house if you came here to testify, is that correct?
John, don't look at the latest video Fozzie posted in the pet channel on my Discord. Look at the meme I posted in the pet channel on my Discord.
Porque no le gusta ver tanta gente y tantas cámaras encima de la casa.
Because she doesn't like to see so many people and so many cameras on top of the house.
Did you discuss with your daughter the information you say you have regarding the night of the murders?
Overruled.
No.
No.
You've never told her?
Nunca
No.
le dijo a ella? No.
The interview on KMEX that you saw here on television today, have you seen that same news footage before?
Ese mismo reportaje noticioso antes.
No entiendo qué quiere.
I don't understand what you mean.
Well, you watched Ms. Villapando on the news a few moments ago, correct?
I don't like exercise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that footage before?
Sí.
Yes.
Ms. Lopez, we just called the airline. They don't show a reservation for you. Can you explain to the court why it is that you just told us you have a reservation?
Porque yo lo voy a reservar, señor. Inmediatamente que salga de aquí, yo compro mi ticket y me voy.
Because I am going to reserve it, sir. As soon as I leave here,
Si quieren que
I
me
will
sigan-
buy my ticket and I will leave.
si quieren que
If
me
you
sigan
want
las
to,
cámaras.
the cameras can follow me.
So you have not made a reservation.
Todavía no hace la reservación.
Pero la voy a hacer nomás salir de aquí porque necesito tiempo para salir. No voy a hablar a las 10, a la 1 de la mañana, que están cerradas las líneas.
But I will make it as soon as I leave here.
Okay, you have
I
not
can't
made a
call at
reservation.
1 in the morning
Okay.
because the airlines are closed at that time.
You just-
I have to wait.
You just told us that you already made a reservation.
Pero voy a hacer la reservación, señor, y me voy, señor.
But I will make the reservation, sir, and I will leave. That is for sure.
Okay, and so when you
today.
told us that you already
Así es
made
que
a
cuando usted nos
reservation,
dice
you were
que ya
lying.
hizo la reservación, ¿estaba usted mintiendo?
No,
No,
porque la voy a hacer, señor.
because I will make it. sir.
Liar.
You told us you made a reservation prior to coming to court this morning, Ms. Lopez.
Porque no he tenido tiempo de hablar, señor.
Your Honor, can you
Because
instruct
I
the witness
haven't
to
had
just
time
answer
to
the
call,
question?
sir.
Wait,
I'm doing something later today. I asked all my Vibers if they knew Mark Anthony or if they spoke Spanish. I don't know, 2 days ago. Well, later today, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something later today, and maybe have a video out later today.
wait.
May I re-ask the question?
All right, restate your question.
Ms. Lopez, didn't you tell us that you made the reservation prior to your coming to court today? Yes or no?
No.
No,
You didn't just tell us that?
Yes, I told you.
yes, I told you.
Okay, but you knew when you told us that you had not made a reservation, correct? Yes or no, correct?
Correcto.
Correct.
You lied to us,
Nos
didn't you?
mintió, ¿no es así?
Porque-
Yes or no?
Because,
Porque las,
She can explain.
puedes
You can
explicarlo.
explain.
porque las agencias están cerradas, señor, y abren a las 10 de la mañana y aquí me han traído muy tempranito, señor.
Because the agencies are closed, they open at 10 in the morning, and I was brought here very early, sir.
You don't have any plans to leave Los Angeles at all, do you?
No, señor. Tengo mis
Of
maletas
course, sir.
listas.
My bags are packed.
Everything is ready.
Everything is ready.
Well, when you left the Salingers, you told them that you were headed for El Salvador, didn't you?
Le dije que me viera a El Salvador por le dije que me diera mis vacaciones, que me debía una semana, le dije que me diera 2 vacaciones.
Should you be instructed to
I
answer the
told them
question
that
yes
I
or
was
no?
going for
Hold on.
2 weeks. I asked them to give me a 2-week vacation, and they didn't want to.
When you left the Salingers, you told them that you were leaving and going directly to El Salvador, didn't you?
Sí, porque lo tenía pensado irme esa semana.
Yes or no?
Yes, because I had thought of going that week.
Okay, but you didn't go, did
Pero
you?
no se fue, ¿verdad?
Porque mi hija me pidió que me quedara con mis nietas.
Yes or no?
Because my daughter asked me to stay with my granddaughters.
She can answer the question yes or no. No police officer's been allowed to explain their answer in these proceedings.
Wait. And Ms. Clark? All right. Did you tell the Salingers you were going to leave and go to El Salvador?
Yes, sir.
Next question.
And you didn't go, did you? See or no?
No.
Okay. And you had not made a reservation to go?
No.
Okay. Are you being paid to testify?
W, you missed it. The other lawyer on the team called from the landline right there in the courtroom, and the judge is like, "You don't have permission to be on the phone right now," and she still made the call right there in the courtroom.
No, señor, y no quiero que me pague nadie.
No, sir, and I don't want to be paid by anybody.
Well, you discussed money with the inquirer.
Also, she doesn't want to be seen, but she's wearing a completely purple jumpsuit.
Nunca he hablado con el Empire, señor.
I have never talked to the inquirer, sir.
You discussed money with the star.
Con nadie he hablado de dinero, señor.
I haven't talked about money with anybody, sir.
Okay. Did you talk to reporters from the star?
No,
No,
Okay. And did you talk to a reporter from the inquirer?
No los conozco, los reporteros del Encuentro. No.
I don't know reporters from the Inquirer.
From the Inquirer?
Inquirer?
No sé cuáles serán.
Fuzzy, if you do get a tornado, please. I have a sister that needs a house. Just make sure your house gets the right person.
I don't know who they are.
Did you ever meet a reporter from the Inquirer?
Overruled.
Maybe they do.
Okay.
That's a big question. It's unfair.
Anybody who identified themselves as being from the Inquirer, you can rephrase the question.
Did you ever meet someone who gave you a business card and said to you, I am with the Inquirer?
No.
No,
Yo no me acuerdo de ahora.
I don't remember taking a card.
Let me ask you again,
Le voy a volver a preguntar
so that we're clear.
para que quede claro.
Have you ever spoken to someone from the Inquirer?
Overruled. Now goes credibility. As you know, there's a wide range of cross-examination regarding credibility.
I'll remember that next week.
Have you ever spoken to someone from the Inquirer?
No sé cuáles, porque llegaron muchos reporteros, señor. Yo no sé quién es Encuentro, ni quién es quién, ni quién es el 7, ni cuál es el 4.
I don't know who. A lot of reporters came, and I don't know who's from 7 or who's from 4. A lot of reporters came. I don't know who came and who left.
The airline that you mentioned earlier, okay, not only did you not make reservations, but you didn't call them either, did you?
Señor, no los puedo llamar a las 6 de la mañana porque están cerradas las oficinas.
Sir, I can't call them at 6 in the morning because their offices are closed.
Are you aware, Ms. Lopez, that the airline takes reservations by phone 24 hours round the clock?
Porque yo no hablo al aeropuerto, hablo a los agentes.
did not
Because
know
I don't
that.
call the airport, I called the agencies, sir.
And you fly to El Salvador, what, once, twice a year, and have done so for 27 years?
Durante 27 años.
Is that correct? Is
Overruled. That's question.
Conteste.
that correct?
¿Correcto?
Yes.
Yes.
When you spoke to Rosa Maria Villapando, you were filling out unemployment insurance forms, is that correct?
Para el desempleo, ¿correcto?
No los estaba llenando. Me dieron aplicaciones, pero no las he llenado, señor.
I wasn't filling them out. I was given the applications, but I haven't filled them out, sir.
Were you writing on the applications when you first met with Rosa Maria on February 17?
El 17 de febrero. What is that?
Okay. Well, when you met with Rosa Maria Villapando on February 17, you were filling out the application, is that correct?
No los estaba llenando, le dije, mira.
I wasn't
quiero ir a
filling them out.
desemployment.
I said to her, look, I want to go to
Yo le
disemployment.
enseñé los papeles nomás, pero no los estaba llenando.
And I
señor.
showed her the papers, but I was not filling them out, sir.
Okay, so you told her that you wanted to file for unemployment insurance?
Seguro.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, and you understand that you have to live in California to receive unemployment insurance in California, correct?
Overruled.
Correct?
Como me quiero ir, por eso no los he llevado, señor.
But because I want to leave, that is why I have not taken them in, sir. Do you understand?
Oh, I understand everything, Ms. Lopez.
That's true. That's true, but there's no jury, so I'm gonna let that one slide. That's true. That's true.
You know, not every situation, Mr. Cochran, is a
All right,
comedy.
Mr. Darden, thank you. Why don't you proceed?
And so that is clear. You have not made reservations to
No.
leave.
No.
Okay. You have not made reservations at all during the month of February 1995. Correct?
That's correct.
Let me answer.
Señor, no se pueden hacer reservaciones si usted no va a pagar el ticket inmediatamente.
Sir,
No
you
puedo
cannot
reservar.
make a reservation unless
Las
you're going to pay for the ticket
Las
immediately.
agencias me tienen el ticket nomás 24 horas, señor.
You cannot reserve it. The agency holds the ticket only for 24 hours, sir.
She's pissed. She got caught
¿Qué
lying.
agencia es esta?
La Panamericana,
Panamericana.
Where is that
¿Y
located?
dónde queda?
hay en todo el mundo, señor.
They're all over the world, sir.
Have you ever purchased a
¿Y
ticket
usted
directly
ha
from the
comprado alguna
airline?
vez algún boleto directamente de la línea aérea?
No.
No.
Where's the Pan Americana ticket office that you
¿Dónde queda la
normally use?
oficina de boletos Panamericana donde usted va?
Voy a donde me queda más cerca, señor.
I go to where it's closer to me, sir.
Okay, where do you usually go?
¿Dónde va por lo general?
Por San Fernando Road,
On San Fernando Road,
What city?
¿en qué ciudad?
Los Ángeles.
In Los Angeles.
And when you lied to us about having made
Cuando nos
reservations,
mintió de que había hecho la reservación.
Let me hear the question.
did you do that because you wanted us to believe that you were actually about to leave the country?
Que estaba usted a punto de salir
No, I
del
think
país.
Taka is the airport.
I've heard that. I've heard the question and answer about that. So it's redundant at this point.
Thank you. You have family here in Los
¿Usted tiene
Angeles, is
familia
that
aquí en Los
correct?
Ángeles, ¿correcto?
Sí, sí.
Yes, sir.
Both your two children live here?
¿Sus dos hijos viven aquí?
Tengo una hija y un hijo y mis dos nietas.
I have a daughter and a son and my 2 granddaughters.
Okay, and they all live here in Los
¿Todos
Angeles?
viven aquí en Los Ángeles?
Sí.
Yes.
You mentioned earlier that you would stay at the Salingers
Que se quedaba en casa de los Salinger.
5 days during the week, is that
5 días a la
correct?
semana, ¿correcto?
Sí.
Yes.
So did you maintain a residence
¿Usted
somewhere
mantenía
else?
Una residencia en otra parte?
¿Dónde mi hija?
At my daughter's.
And when you left the Salingers,
Y cuando usted
Ah,
se fue de...
you weren't fired, were you?
A usted no la despidieron, ¿verdad?
No me dijo directamente, pero yo lo reconocí que ya no quería que estuviera.
What is she-
I wasn't told directly, but I recognized that I wasn't wanted there anymore.
Is that what Marta Salinger told you, that you weren't welcome there anymore?
Marta Salinger, que ya no la querían ahí.
Sí.
Yes.
Me dijo. ¿Sabe qué me dijo,
She
señora?
told me, you, Mrs. Clark,
Muy mal.
you
Me
want to know what
dijo-
she told me? She
No,
told
Va
me,
por 2 semanas.
if you go for 2
Motion is
weeks,
correct, Your Honor. There's
I'll
no
get a new
question.
housekeeper.
Lopez,
Señora López.
thank you very much. Please listen to the
Muchas
attorney's
gracias, por
questions.
favor, escuche usted las preguntas y conteste nada más a ellas. Well, she's looking at me in a bad way.
Aware that this trial is being broadcast in
¿Usted
El
se da
Salvador?
cuenta que este juicio sale al aire en El Salvador? ¿Se está difundiendo?
Yo no sé.
I don't know.
Well, have you seen El Salvadoran officials on television
¿Ha visto usted funcionarios del Salvador
talking about you?
hablando de...
She testified that one of the reasons she wanted to leave was because all the press coverage, she wanted to go where people weren't going to look at her. If it's getting worldwide coverage, that may be a problem in El Salvador. Overruled. Proceed.
Did you see El Salvadoran officials on television talking about you?
No, aquí no.
No, not here.
Well, have you spoken to your family in El Salvador?
Yo no he hablado con ellos.
I haven't spoken with them.
When was the last time you spoke to your sister in El Salvador?
No me recuerdo.
I don't remember.
This year?
Yes.
This week?
No,
Last
No.
week?
no,
No,
Month of February?
no sé cuándo.
I don't know when.
But you indicated to us a little while ago that she was extremely ill. Is that correct?
Yo no he hablado con ella. Han
Is that
hablado
correct?
con
Yes or no?
I haven't talked with her.
Let her answer the question. I'll hear the question. If I have to strike it, I'll strike it. Let's see.
I haven't talked with her. My other relatives have.
But your sister is extremely ill, correct?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. And you haven't talked to her for weeks.
No.
Have you not spoken to your sister in the past 4 weeks? Have you spoken to your sister in the past 4 weeks?
¿Ha hablado usted con su hermana en las últimas 4 semanas?
No.
No.
Is there anything this lady said that wasn't a lie? It doesn't matter what Cochran says. Darden proved that she is a freaking liar about everything.
What else you want to do?
Tells me she's a liar.
I can just clarify one point with you, Ms. Lopez. Despite the fact that you've had your bags packed an entire month, okay, you have not yet contacted an airline
Una línea aérea,
or a travel agent,
ni agente de viajes,
Overruled. Overruled.
correct?
¿verdad?
Sí.
Yes.
You were in another state yesterday?
¿En otro estado? Ajá.
What state?
Yes.
Object, Your Honor, object.
Confusion.
It's not relevant. Another state, that's what I need to know.
What airline did you fly in on? Checking that, Your Honor. I don't know if there's any harassed anyone yesterday.
Overruled.
If she write down and give it to you, then counsel, because I don't want to broadcast.
There are so many airlines that fly so many places.
If you, may we approach? May we approach? May we approach? Yes, I need to approach. I'm asking the name. I don't want to, I don't like to approach.
There are so many airlines.
There are a lot of airlines, Your Honor, but with regard to this, I'd like to approach it.
All right.
I hope someone throat punches him really hard.
Ms. Lopez, did someone pay for your plane ticket to Los Angeles yesterday?
Good question.
Sí.
Yes.
Who paid for it?
¿Quién lo pagó?
Mi sobrina,
My niece.
What's her name?
¿Cómo se llama ella?
Josefina.
Josefina
What's her last name?
¿Cuál es el apellido?
I made it.
Rodríguez.
Okay, how do you spell her first name?
¿Cómo se deletrea el nombre de Fina? I don't know how you spell it. Josefina.
Could you try and spell it for me, please? I would appreciate that greatly.
Tengo que deletrearlo dentro, por eso está muy largo su nombre.
Then I have to do it letter by letter, and it's a very long name.
Is it spelled the normal way?
No, se escribe comúnmente de la forma normal.
Sí, sí.
Yes, sir.
There's a normal way?
Yes. Josefina in Spanish, certainly.
Sí, Josefina en español, definitivamente.
You told us that you were terrified of the press, correct?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
You spoke to some of the reporters here in the courtroom this morning, didn't you?
No,
No.
Didn't you speak to a reporter from Court TV this morning?
no,
¿De Court TV esta mañana?
no.
No.
Is this Myers? Did you speak to Christian Jeanette Myers from Court TV this morning?
Overruled. Overruled.
Conteste.
Yo no lo conozco, a mí me saludan, me dicen hi, yo digo hi también.
I don't know him. They say hello to me. They say hi. I say hi.
Well, did you speak to a female or woman reporter this morning?
Esta mañana. ¿Cómo vas?
Overruled. Overruled. Proceed.
Conteste.
Did you?
¿Habló?
Es que yo no sé si es reportero o qué, a mí me dicen hi, yo digo hi.
I don't know if they're reporters or what. They tell me hi. I say hi.
Or did you tell someone this morning, a woman, quote, I love you on TV, unquote?
Sí.
Yes,
Porque la miro en la televisión.
because I see her on TV.
You see that person here
¿Ve
today?
usted a la persona aquí presente hoy?
No la miro.
I don't see her right now.
You weren't terrified of that TV reporter, were you?
Esa reportera de la
Overruled.
televisión no le da miedo, no la aterroriza.
No, porque no tiene la cámara enfrente de mi cara.
No, because she doesn't have a camera in front of my face.
You have it? Minutes to gather some additional information.
You don't have anything else you can cross-examine on at this point?
No, I don't think so.
Any objection to that?
In her purple outfit.
Employment insurance forms that you had. Who gave you those forms?
Yo fui al desempleado.
I went to unemployment.
Did you see an unemployment insurance counselor?
Consejero de seguros de desempleo. Espérese,
Overruled.
conteste.
Sí.
Yes.
And did that counselor tell you the requirements for obtaining unemployment insurance?
Seguro de desempleo.
Sí.
Yes.
And he told you that you had to remain in the state, correct?
Tenía que quedarse en este estado, ¿correcto?
No me dijo eso. Yo no lo pregunté.
I wasn't told that. I didn't ask it.
Did you look at the blank unemployment insurance form?
Las formas de desempleo en blanco.
No las he leído todavía, señor.
I still haven't read them, sir.
Your Honor, what time did you plan to adjourn this morning?
That was something I was going to talk to you about because it's obvious we're not going to finish this morning, so we may, looks like we're going to be in session this afternoon, but let me talk to council about scheduling.
Yay, Debbie.
Question?
Ms. Lopez, direct your
Thank you.
attention to the young lady near the courtroom doors. Is that the woman that you spoke to this morning and said, "I love you" on TV?
Sí, porque la veo en la televisión.
Yes, because I watch her on TV.
Okay, she was walking past you
La
at the
la
time,
iba pasando en ese momento. Yes.
and you pulled on her skirt and stopped her.
¿Agarró de la falda y la paró? No, no.
No le he tocado a la señorita.
I didn't touch that lady.
Solo le dije que se miraba, la actriz que se miraba muy bonita en la televisión.
I only told her, you look very pretty on TV.
Okay, so you didn't stop her
Así es que usted no la paró.
so that you could speak to
No,
her.
I didn't stop her para hablar con ella. I told her.
All right, can we have the young lady identify herself, please?
Que se
For the record.
identifique la señorita, por favor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, council, this hearing has obviously taken on dimensions that go far beyond what we thought it would. The court had originally intended on going dark at 11:45 today. It's clear to me we're not going to finish this morning. So we will stand in recess until 1:45 and conclude the hearing this afternoon. Mr. Jones, are you available 1:45?
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Ms. Lopez, the lawyers still have some other questions. I'm going to try to conclude this hearing today. I'm going to order you to come back this afternoon at 1:45. Do you understand the order, ma'am?
Thank you very
All
much,
right,
sir.
thank you very much. Yep, she's outside the court. All right, counsel, are you here on behalf of Ms. Villapando and KMEX?
Right here, Your Honor.
Are you here?
Right.
All right, are you here on behalf of KMEX and Ms. Villapando?
Yes.
All right, will you accept the court's order directing her to return at 1:45 on her behalf? Thank you very much, counsel. All right, we'll stand in recess.
Okay, guys, this is a great time to break. Thank you so much for coming out today and seeing OJ with me. If you guys made it to the members only stream, thank you. That was so much fun. And I don't think we're gonna finish the other trial tomorrow, but we will soon. It's almost over. He's not testifying. Hopefully soon we'll get through this weird hearing about whether the defense can shove a witness in whenever they feel like it. Yes, I'm off tomorrow. I'm off Monday. Yes. Yeah, John, I work today. I work a long time. I close. Yeah, she's on the witness list for the defense. It's not their turn. They're trying to shove her in now. But, Judge Ito's doing what he's supposed to do. I was thinking of some things for tomorrow, but I never posted it, so it's too late. So maybe next Monday. I think next Monday. Next one Monday's gonna be I don't know. It's either gonna be a good day or a short day. We'll see. All right, guys. Thanks for coming out. I'll see you again really, really soon. Bye.